Joe Morera, great to see you always. We're at the barrier draw for FWD Champions Day, and you're going to ride SATONO REVE in the sprint. You've drawn gate 6. Are you happy where he's drawn?
Hi Nick, yeah, I'm extremely happy. He's a big horse. He needs a bit of space. He's obviously, it seems like the real pace will come from the inside and maybe too wider. So the barrier draw is really good for him, I guess.
Last time out, obviously a big win for him in Japan. Of course, you were on board. We know he's a class act. How good is he, Joe? I mean, it's a tough race. Kavanagh Rising won't be easy to beat, but you've got a very good horse to ride.
Yeah, he's a bloody good horse. Yeah, he could be one of those causing upset here. However, Kavanagh Rising deserves all the respect that we are all applying to him. He's done so well. He's one of the best sprinters in the world, if it's not the best. But I'm happy to be taking the reins of SATONO REVE, and just hopefully he gets a good result.
He's been here previously, of course. A good run, went third to Kavanagh Rising there in December. So he's got close. He handles the track. He's got ticks in all the right boxes.
You're right. He had the experience of here before. So we really believe that he can go a little better. And as you know, he finished 3/4 of a length behind Kavanagh Rising last December. So it doesn't really need to improve that much to finish the race side by side. We just need a little bit of luck throughout the race. And yeah, fingers crossed, and we're going to do our best.
Indeed. And Joe, just finally, I know you're a busy man, but great to have you back here. Great to see you here. I imagine you're happy to be back here and on what is a big day, of course.
100%. People here treat me very well. The first few times I came back, I still had that feeling of, oh my God, I was having a tight heart. But the last couple of times I've been here, people have shown a lot of respect, and that made my heart be a little bit softer, if you know what I mean. It's always a pleasure to come back.
David Hayes at AKASHVANI looks an up-and-comer, usually on these big cars. We do unearth some very nice-looking horses. You seemingly have done that already with this guy. Winner on debut, good in defeat last time. Goes to the well again on a big day. How is he?
He's a good young horse with a wonderful action. Reminds me of a young Ruby lot. Last start he had top weight, wide gate, and nearly won. It was a bit green in the straight. Probably got himself beat. Better gate this time, and goes up in class but down in weight, and I think that for a 3-year-old's a big advantage. Yeah, that could be the time to catch him, can't it? I mean, and looking back on that race last time, David, I know it was in a lesser grade, but they were nicely clear at the third. Yeah, they were a big margin to third, and got the whack from the handicapper because of that. But I think he is a Class 3 horse for sure. Given that we're privy to weights and things here in Hong Kong, obviously he's a relatively slight individual, just a tick over 1,000 pounds. Is he a horse that you have to do much with? Look, he eats well, so we just train him like one of the boys. We're not kind to him, and he can manage the work. So I'm happy with him. Mark Newnham, my wish, your runner in the mile this year, the FWD Champions Mile. He's drawn gate number 1. I imagine you're very pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm leaving a little more happy than I did after the Derby draw. But look, gate 1, it'll give Luke some options. Certainly will, obviously. And as for your horse, I mean, those that aren't too familiar with him, he has been the standout 4-year-old this season. I mean, he's winning the mile. He's gone close in both the Cup and the Derby. He's really done you and your team proud. Yeah, and look, he's been ultra consistent, and he hasn't missed a place all season. And he's had a few little excuses in the races he hasn't won. But to come up with gate 1 at his first attempt at Group 1 against the older horses, it'll certainly help. He's a fascinating horse, isn't he, really? I mean, for what he lacks in size and stature, he's obviously got a massive engine under the chassis there. And has he sort of surprised you in some respects as well with how well he's done? Yeah, look, he definitely has. It hasn't been a lack of talent, but early in the season and when he arrived, his temperament was a bit tricky. And, as he's actually had a bit more racing, he's matured mentally and he's got a bit tougher. And now he's actually able to run to his ability, whereas, previously, he paraded poorly. He got very worked up, every morning. He only had a poor appetite. So now all those things have improved. And you'll see on Sunday, even in the Derby, paraded really well, got to the start, saving energy. So if he can do that on Sunday again, it'll certainly give him his chance. You mentioned a few moments ago, obviously taking on the older horses, Open Group 1 company. It's never been that easy a task for a 4-year-old to win this race. I mean, I guess there has to be some pros and cons to it, but you're certainly willing to take them on, and he's certainly got his chance. Yeah, and look, he deserves his chance. I mean, he's every time he's been out, he's performed well, and that's from a variety of distances, a variety of barriers. So have gate one, against these horses, and with decent horses drawn around him, it'll give him every opportunity.
And I must just ask you, Mark, just finally, obviously there are plenty of stories, plenty of threads running through this meeting, but you're taking on a horse trained by Mrs. Waterhouse. You and her obviously had a connection when you were in the saddle. That must be a bit of enjoyment for you?
Yeah, and look, it's 20 years. I had my first ride for Gay in 1996, and then I left as assistant trainer in 2016. So, you've got to go and beat everyone, and Gay's always hard to beat. So, I'm looking forward to the race from a lot of points of view. But in just our second season, to have a horse able to compete, it's pleasing, and it shows that the team we've got back in the stable are doing a good job, and we're a good future.
Stephen, first of all okay, all happy?
Yeah, all happy. Good to have Zach on today to get a feel for him. As you can see, he's obviously got a massive grandstand and all to look at here. Took a little while to get going, but once he got going, he's still not fully concentrating, but with having that sort of underway now, he's had a good look. It'll bring him on beautifully, and that's all he really needed.
And I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, he is a total professional. He's done plenty of racing, plenty of winning, of course. He's travelled around plenty. So I guess just seeing this place for the first time, like anything, it can be a daunting experience.
I was just going to say it's a pretty daunting experience. You've got big screens here, bigger than most houses, and those the grandstands are sort of nearly over the track. So no, it's good. He's had a look now, and he'll be all the better for it.
Yeah, you'd need a few quid to buy a house that big, anyway, especially here in Hong Kong. But the horse himself, I spoke to his part owner and breeder, David Price, yesterday. I mean, he's totally in awe of this whole experience. What about for you as a trainer, Stephen? Obviously, you've had plenty of success in New Zealand, Australia, and you've obviously seen plenty of the racing well. But what about coming here?
Oh, it's a huge thing for our stable and all connections, and to have a horse even invited here is unbelievable. On the world stage, it's pretty damn exciting, and it's even more exciting to be here.
I mean, he is a proper horse. Let's not get away from that. I mean, the boys were saying a few moments ago, I mean, what's he won? 3 Group 1s in 4 weeks. I mean, that takes a good horse to do that.
Absolutely. He's tough, he's versatile, and as you see, he's got a good barrel on him. He carries good condition. He's the ultimate horse.
David, a couple of nice runners on the undercard come Sunday. You've got Star Mac lining up in race 9. He's never actually won a race round here, but we know he's got that good 4-year-old form.
Look, he has. He's finished close up in the Classic Mile and the Classic Cup. He does go well at Sha Tin, but his only win is at Happy Valley. So it looks a suitable race, and with a bit of rain about, that'll only help his chances.
He's drawn 1, likely to get back, I suppose, from there, so you should get all the cover you want, really.
Yeah, look, he's beginning better. He was a very poor starter 6 months ago, but for the last few runs, I'd expect him to probably settle midfield.
Got Brenton on, of course. He's one on the horse, so he knows him well, and he really has found form now, this fellow, hasn't he? The horse, that is.
Very consistent, and Abdullah's going okay as well. But I would say he's in similar form to he has been his last couple of runs, and that's been pretty close.